What's up everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'm going to be talking about 7 new species of plants that were discovered last year. One of them is a newly discovered venomous plant, which I thought was really fascinating. No, I shouldn't say venomous, but carnivorous. I've always liked Venus flytraps and pitcher plants. I always thought those were really cool. Another one was actually discovered in the US, which I thought was kind of interesting because I didn't really think there would be any new species of plants or animals or anything discovered in the US. But so well, then again, the US is a very large landmass, so who knows what's out there. Another one is a really ugly orchid. Generally, when you think of orchids, you think of very beautiful, pristine, beautiful looking plants. But this orchid looks like that species in that Aliens movie. You remember the Aliens movie where the scientists are walking around and they decide to take off their helmet, and the guy goes up to the plant. He's like, "Whoa, look at this plant! What is this creature?" And the thing jumps out and attacks him in his face. It's like the whole time, like, dude, don't do that. If you're on a foreign planet and you've never been there before, you have no idea what these species of creatures are. Yeah, you're gonna take off your mask and just or your helmet and walk up to the plant or animal and be like, stupid. Yeah, someday all of these videos I'm gonna be cut like making all of these like weird noises and stuff into some obscene, obscure video. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at this article here and see what we got. 7 weird and wonderful plants discovered in 2020. A botanist would probably tell you last year wasn't so bad. This is by Lindsay Campbell. Yeah, this is the orchid. Look at this thing. Doesn't this look like that creature from that Aliens movie? I can't remember if it was Prometheus or if it was like the newer Aliens. I've seen so many of them that kind of got jumbled together. For many, 2020 was a terrible year. Yeah, I can agree with that. But if you ask a botanist, they would probably tell you it wasn't all that bad. In the domain of plant sciences, 2020 was rife with new discoveries. Scientists named more than 150 new plant and fungi species last year, from a flower described as the ugliest orchid in the world, I would also agree with that, to a plant resembling a pile of uncooked french fries. And I can see that as well. In case you missed them, we compiled a short list of some of the wackiest looking plants discovered in 2020. Yeah, that kind of does look like uncooked French fries. Quick tangent. When you're cooking French fries at home, what I've learned before is if you take like the fast food style French fries and you soak them in water for a little bit before you cook them, because it lets some of the starch get removed. So that's one thing that I think you can do to make your home French fries taste fresher. New plant or raw French fries? Well, I'm going to guess it's a new plant. It doesn't exactly fit the description of a flowering plant, but that's what the Cyanea hellenensis is. Yeah, I'm butchering all these scientific Latin names. My bad. This rare new species was found in a West Maui rainforest by botanist Hank Oppenheimer and his colleague Jennifer Higas. So I guess technically this is another species that was discovered in the U.S. since if this is in Hawaii. Although scientists have not been able to find any other Cyanea hellenensis plants, they have determined it is a relative of native vegetation on the island known as haha. I'm not sure if that's haha or hey hey. However, it differs in its appearance with curved, long white flowers that some might say look like raw fries or overgrown fingernails. And from looking at it, yeah, I can see that. You ever see those videos where people have like really long fingernails? I can see why they would describe it like that, or French fries. It's a pretty cool looking plant. I wonder if there are any discoveries in regard to medicinal plants. Maybe something to take a look at. The wild ginger named after an Alabama teacher's mother. It doesn't always take a professional botanist to find a new plant species. Alabama high school teacher Brian Finzel discovered what is now known as one of the state's rarest vascular plant species while he was hiking along the Tennessee River. The new species, Hexastylus Finzelli, or Finzel's wild ginger, was named after Finzel's late mother, Ginger Finzel, and published in the December 2020 issue of the Journal of the Botanical Research Institute of Texas. It is related to 2 other species of ginger found in Alabama, but its flower structure and habitat set it apart from others. Yeah, that's really cool that they found a new plant species right here in the U.S., or mainly in the U.S., I should say. That's really interesting. And I'll check this thing out. We're going to get some, maybe a mix of Jurassic Park with Little Shop of Horrors. The 100 million year old fossil flower. It's kind of hard to see what this looks like, but yeah, I guess these are the petals, and this is the center. Hmm. This nearly 100 million-year-old flower chose 2020 to reintroduce itself to the world. The flower, named Valveloculus pluristaminus, is related to the delicate-looking blackheart sassafras flower of Australia. Scientists who describe its discovery in the Journal of the Botanical Research Institute of Texas say the flower was covered and preserved in amber while it was growing on the supercontinent of Gondwana. The preserved flower was found in Myanmar as it was transported on a continental plate that shifted 4,000 miles from Australia to Southeast Asia. The flower is only about 2 millimeters in diameter and has around 50 stamens in the center of the flower arranged in a spiral. Wow, that's a really small flower. Yeah, look at this thing. This is that weird new orchid. Looks like it's screaming at people. Like if you see that movie, like the actual, it's not just like like the topic of aliens, but like like Aliens versus Predator or like Aliens. I think it might have been Prometheus. But yeah, this thing reminds me of that species that jumped out and attacked that guy in the face when he took off his helmet. The world's ugliest orchid. This is a discovery with serious 2020 energy. The Gastrodia agnacelis, a flower that was found in a Madagascar forest and named last year, has been dubbed the world's ugliest orchid in existence by staff at the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, London. The Gastrodia agnacelis has a withered flesh-like appearance with no leaves, a red inside and brown outside. The plant grows from a woolly stem and has flowers only about 11 millimeters in size once it is pollinated. Yeah, that's pretty brutal looking. And I think this is the species that was discovered in China. Rare moss from subalpine China. It's a tiny plant that grows in high places. The Entostothodon alembatus was found in the subalpine region of Yunnan, China at an elevation of 3,590 meters. A moss specialist at the Missouri Botanical Garden determined it is a rare moss. Entosthodon alembatus is anywhere from 4 to 8 millimeters in height and grows in soil of rock fissures. The findings of this whimsical plant life were published in the July 2020 edition of the scientific journal Phytotaxa. It's pretty wild looking. All right, am I getting these pictures mixed up here? Because I thought it was going from the picture above the description below. Yeah, so above, above, above. Yeah, we're good. We are good. Now, what is this thing? The long lost relative of the blueberry. Does this actually produce fruit? Or maybe it's just like a similar plant subspecies or something. Diplacosia puradiadmici. Apologies for all this butchering of these names. Was discovered and named by a group of Indonesian and Kew scientists in a forest on Mount Jaya, New Guinea's highest mountain. The shrub is a relative of the blueberry, but it's more closely related to wintergreen. Diplacosia purandmici grows about 5 feet high, bearing bell-shaped flowers and red berries that eventually turn black. And this is my favorite on the list. The spider plant that gobbles down its prey. Yeah, I've always thought, like I said before, Venus flytraps and carnivorous plants are just really fascinating. So this is really cool that they discovered a new one. This isn't a discovery for arachnophobes. The Drosera arachnoides, otherwise known as the spider sundew, is a carnivorous specimen that grows off the side of cliffs. With an appearance closely resembling that of a spider, it uses its hairy leaves to trap and then gulp down insects. The plant was found in Madagascar's Vohab forest by Missouri Botanical Garden staff. Scientists are concerned that human interference or natural disasters could quickly wipe out or reduce its population, as they have found only about 1,000 other spider sundews in the area. Yeah, this thing just looks awesome. Well, anyway, that's it for this video on these interesting species of plants that were discovered last year. I thought it was a pretty cool article, so I figured I'd share it. I'll see if I can find some new medicinal plants as well. Let me know what you thought. Did you think these plants are kind of interesting or rare or just flat out stupid? Whatever. Shaka bra. I'm gonna have to edit this. Anyway, thanks for checking out this video. Until next time, feel free to catch me on BitChute, Odyssey, YouTube. I do a little bit of programming concepts and related videos, talk about interesting things throughout the world, philosophy, science, all that cool stuff. Until next time, take care. Thank you.